Once I got consistent, I tried to add a lot of shares that the account couldn't handle. So
Mhm.
I would say develop strategies based on the buying power or the account size because a 20 or $97 account may not be able to handle a 80K account uh, position sizes.
With us, we are an online platform that funds stock traders. So you can go through evaluation process, pass it. Once you do, you get funds, and we can basically split the profit. Today with me is Henry, one of our new funded traders. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, guys. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So we'll dive into Dave Henry story and understand basically how we passed the evaluation pretty nicely. I must say, we will share the hub basically in a minute, the chart to see the process. But before that, tell me, Henry, a little bit about your trading style, or where did you start from, and when? What are you looking for in trading?
hmm Well, Mike, so it started maybe about 2 years ago in college. I had already heard about stocks and trading, but I had absolutely no idea like how to make money. I just knew that stock prices went up and it came down, but I knew absolutely nothing. I thought actually to watch the news to trade. So I started trading with Cash App actually. Cash
Mm.
App recently developed like some investing platform, and it was so easy. You didn't need a broker or anything like that. So initially, I would just play around with it, put $10 in, and actually, sometimes I'd gain like $15 somehow. And I was actually very lucky because, to make $5 with $10 is actually pretty hard, or like you would have to like hold it for like a long period of time or something.
Right.
So after being fooled by that, I put in more money on Ford. I remember specifically Ford. I bought shares of Ford, and actually like overnight or something, the stock price fell, and I lost some money. And I stopped trading for a while after then because I absolutely did not understand it. And after a while, I wasn't doing so well with school just because that was not where my mind was at the time. I wasn't really stable yet. So I was like working and going to school. So I took a semester off and decided to invest in interactive brokers.
Right.
But before then, I had started watching YouTube videos. I started learning about support and resistance, candlestick patterns. So I started self-learning, started watching many videos, and started getting a lot of motivation. So I started trading with interactive brokers, and then I discovered TradingView.
Mhm.
Once I discovered TradingView, that's what really helped me take off because I was able to trade, with paper money, start getting some practice in.
Yeah.
After getting a bit confident in like scalping, because I didn't know enough to hold positions. I was just like pretty much a scalper. So I felt confident enough to buy the mini power program,
Okay.
but I definitely was not ready yet. But I thought I was though. So I I felt that, but I wasn't discouraged. I just looked back at my trades and kind of like reversed it. What did I do wrong and this and that. So once I started reviewing my trades, I started getting a better idea of things I was doing wrong. I started identifying fake outs because I've heard of them, so I established that they were real and they will happen. So once I started getting into that, I started getting a hang of it a little bit more. But I failed and failed and failed until I realized that I was over risking my account. I needed to just practice more risk management. So I started decreasing share sizes and things like that. And I started making money consistently, but the profits were very small, like, $15, $20. But it was good enough for me to see that, hey, something's changing here. Like we're getting a flow of things maybe. And don't get me wrong, I didn't take any courses about trading. I just, watched YouTube videos and listened in on the Discord. Things just like taking things from here, taking things from here, and like
Right.
seeing what works for me. And once I felt confident enough, I stopped trading for a little while and saved up for the super buying power. I believe that's what it's called. And once I
So,
got,
Henry, let me just stop you for the guys that may be watching at home and not familiar with the term. So basically, Henry is talking about the mini buying power, which is the smallest tier that we offer with $20,000 buying power that pass the PDT rule. And the super buying power, it's basically gives you $80,000 buying power to trade with. Let me ask you this, Henry. You said you went through the evaluation, you tried it for a few times, right? Failed, went back, do your research, some stats, and then reach the goal in that program, the super buying power that you passed.
Mhm,
But I wanted to ask you in regards maybe a little bit to your trading, because you've been trading like for 2 years, as you mentioned.
mhm,
What is it? You did one very important thing before my question. You did one very important thing where you started to make small gains. And once you saw that it's working, you upgraded yourself or gave yourself a bit more buying power, right?
mhm. Yes,
And
sir.
this is a great tip to give the guys that watching right now. You know, a lot of the traders trying to make it like a one lucky trade in general. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
if it's within our prop or just on a retail broker account. Try first to start with a small amount, just to see that you actually becoming a consistent traders, and only then increase the size and the risk. So you did it. You did a great job on that.
Okay. Thank you.
And and
Um,
maybe my question was in regarding to your trading. What is it that you're looking for? I'll share the screen and you can walk us through basically what type of trading do you do?
okay. So, so everything pretty much changed once I learned about market direction. So once I figured out that, hey, on this day, the market sold and it continued to sell, or on this day, market sold and it reversed and started buying. So I noticed a pattern, that market has a direction. When I started trading, I knew nothing about direction. I would just try to, identify, oh, hey, is it on a bullish trend or is it on a bearish trend just for that day? So when I started zooming out to like the 4 hour, the weekly time frames, I started seeing more of a clearer picture. You would kind of see, oh, okay, Apple is at an all-time high right now, or Apple is at a resistance area, things of that nature. Once I started identifying that, I would go into the market with a mindset like, hey, we're looking for sells here. So let's look for selling opportunity versus just being in the market, not knowing what position you stand with. So what I'm kind of trying to say is that I identify the market's direction, and that helps me even take longer trades. For example, if you know that the market is selling, you'll be more inclined to stay in a trade for a sell rather than a scalp because you don't know the market direction. And of course, market can also reverse, which I watch for. But I would say it's really important to zoom out to the bigger time frames. I usually trade on the 1 minute and the 3 minute, but it's so important because every time I don't zoom out to the 15 minute or the 1 hour, I sort of just get trapped, and something usually ends up getting wrong. But yeah, I'd say zooming out to the 4 hour and
Right.
identifying market direction.
So that's also a very nice one because a lot of the traders that I ran into doing a lot of the scalping kind of way, we call
Mhm.
it, and this is obviously also a great technique to use. But
Mhm,
as you said, once you understand that the market is in a selling pressure or buying pressure,
mhm.
this is where you want to become a little bit more than just a scalper that will take his 10, 20, and 30 cents and
Mm.
actually hold the position a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's a great advice for those of you watching right now. You can first understand what the market is doing, and once you do, go with it and hold it a little bit longer because you know that the seller pressure is much higher than the buyers, for
Yes, sir.
example. Right? It just makes sense.
Yeah.
I see that you trade in mostly, yeah, like big techs, Apple, Adobe, um, some MARA as well, Roku
Yeah.
AI. So that's a change. That's a refreshing because most of our traders that are, our funded traders actually like to scalp or just short penny stocks.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that you're doing that.
Yes, sir.
Um, okay, you buy and sell. So basically, you have more variety to trade with, and that's also very important as a trader to have enough tools to play around with while the market conditions is shifting, right?
Yes, sir. That's actually a great point. I think that the stock market gives plenty of opportunities, and on top of it, having so many stocks to choose from is a no-brainer. I think that one of my biggest issues, I don't know if it's a good time to say it, but one of my biggest issues is actually not taking profit just because I feel like every day the market provides opportunities, but it's really just up to you or like that voice in your head that's telling you, it's just like most times you make reasonable profit, or I do at least, but I just tend to not close it and end up losing that profit, which is what I'm working on actually right now. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out real quick.
That's great. I mean, as traders, we always um, pushing ourselves forward, and we're looking to improve every single day, right?
Yes, sir.
We will learn from our mistakes. We will learn from our stats, and try to build up the new best things, like the new version of ours. So that's great that you still have obviously a lot to learn and
Yeah, definitely.
a lot of room to expand or to find yourself in that trading world.
Hmm.
And it makes sense. You've been doing it for 2 years, and this is also amazing things that you did because you know it's not a long time to trade 2 years.
Yeah,
In most cases it's just like a beginner plus level, let's call it
yeah,
that, and
I
you
agree.
already passed the evaluation. Of course you did. How many attempts did you try before?
It took me about 7 or 8 attempts.
Wow, that's amazing. I
Yeah,
mean, most of our traders, it will take them a few attempts until they pass the evaluation. First of all, congrats on the dedication.
thank you.
You tried more and more and more. And
Yes.
even so that you try that, that's what I love so much about what we do because, uh, you tried it for 7 or 8 times. You pay the fee, right?
Yeah,
But if you take the total amount that you paid in order to become funded and put the same money in your broker account, you wouldn't do anything with it because you
yeah,
don't have any leverage, any buying power that you can actually work with.
yeah,
So, so I love the fact that you can try and try and try, and once you get funded, because you will become a funded trader, you will try 10 times and you will become a funded trader,
yeah,
and then you have so much possibility to make a big profit.
yeah.
So I wish you that, obviously,
Thank
for
you.
both of us.
Thank you. You mind if I say one more thing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so guys, it's very, very possible. Before I passed, before I got on a winning streak and saw a chance, I saw that it was possible, but it was very fragile because, you could be in green doing well, and it would take just one trade once you like deviate from your trading plan, just one trade to blow the account or ruin like a week of progress. And So I would recommend just sticking to your plan or at least building the account first before making any crazy moves. And I would also say that when I was on the small account, the $97 account, which allows you 20,000, once I got consistent, I tried to add a lot of shares that the account couldn't handle. So
Mhm.
I would say develop strategies based on the buying power or the account size because a 20 or $97 account may not be able to handle a 80K account uh, position size, and or like you just can't handle the accounts the same. And that's something that I did once my small account was doing well. I tried to make large trades to just end it with two, and that's actually how I blew most of the accounts. I was doing so well, but then one trade took me way past like your comfort zone of drawdown, and you just kind of
Yeah,
lose that. Like, oh man, like now we're so. I would say manage your accounts based on the sizes, and you will be great. Like, trust me. And yeah,
that's
like
nice.
it's possible. Like seriously, on my fifth try, I still knew it was possible. Like I knew I was the mistake. Like it wasn't the platform or anything like that. It was just like a fragile thing, and you have to understand that. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Nice. That's a great advice as well. So maybe before we'll wrap it up, anything you wanna add to us as Trader Pool? Do you wanna what do you like or dislike from that program, the
Okay.
platform, the company, whatever you feel?
So I would just say, first of all, TTP has been a great discovery. Um, I've been very excited from the day I started. I felt that TTP was actually a great platform, but due to my lack of inexperience, I had to, I guess, have a plan B. Like let's just see what TTP does. But I was mind blown because the platform, as a newbie or a beginner, it's very simple. There's help anywhere you look. I would recommend TTP to anyone. I don't really have too much to say about it except good things. And Mike, you guys are doing a great job. The Discord, that's actually how I feel like I succeed through the watch list that they post. They do analysis from time to time. And the Discord moderator, Tim, like he does a great job as well handling all the traffic and questions and concerns. So I would
Yeah,
say as of right now, TTP has placed me or put me in a great position. And after watching your videos, seeing how you started, it's very motivating. It's very encouraging, and I'm very happy to be with you guys. And I plan to stay with
thanks.
you guys and grow with you guys. So
That's
it's
amazing.
all love for TTP, definitely.
Thanks
I
so
love what
much,
you guys
Henry.
are doing. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yes, sir.
Alrighty. So your funded account is obviously ready. Enjoy it, and hopefully the first check will arrive soon.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
so much, Henry.